Hi everybody, my name's Andrew and today I'm driving a 2017 VW Passat. I think this might be the best used midsize sedan bargain you can have in 2021. Is it though? Let's find out. Firstly, let me give you a quick walk around of this Passat. Like I said, it's a 2017, but of course this is the 1.8T R-Line package, which gives you 19-inch wheels, different front and rear bumpers, R-Line badges here on the sides, and R-Line kick plates here on the inside. The R-Line is really just an appearance package. It doesn't offer any mechanical differences to any other Passat with the 1.8T. Overall though, I think this is a very nice looking car for what it is, and more importantly than that, I think this generation of the Passat is aging very nicely. Of course, this basic design, the B7 generation, came out in the US in 2012. Of course, it has been slightly facelifted since then, but I think it still looks pretty new. This car also features the optional lighting package, which includes full LED headlights and taillights. However, the R-Line trim deletes the fog lights, so this car does not have fog lights unlike the other Passats. The interior of the Passat is very traditionally German in the sense that everything is right where you expect it to be. Everything's very ergonomic, it's laid out very well. It's also very traditionally Volkswagen in the sense that the materials are, let's just say, they're durable and functional. They're not necessarily designed for luxury. There's a lot of hard plastics everywhere. This is the only soft part of the door, really. The steering wheel is nice because it's the newer style steering wheel. It's the same one actually as in all the Mark 7 Golfs. But this is all hard plastic, a bunch of hard plastic down here, etc. And this isn't real leather either. Something that the Germans do quite well in most of their cars though is the quality of the switchgear. The turn signals are nice and heavy, the light controls are nice and clicky, climate controls feel nice, and the door handles. And since we have the door open, now let's do a quick horn test. With all that said, I actually don't think the material quality in here is bad, especially when you consider what this car is. It's not an Audi, it's just a VW Passat. And for a mid-size car, it's perfectly fine. The interior still looks nice. Again, it's aging pretty well. It's not aging great like I think the outside of the car is, but it's not bad. And everything in here certainly feels like it's built to last, which is a very good thing. So let's discuss a few things that I like and dislike about this Passat. I'm joined in the car now off camera by Evan, the owner, who runs the YouTube channel Bad Drivers of Western North Carolina, who's graciously lended me this car to do a video on today. And he's provided me with some insight of things that he likes and dislikes about the car as well. I'll start off with the interior, since that's where we left off before we started driving. I mentioned before that the materials in here are, you know, not super luxurious, but they're not necessarily bad. You know, they're about what you would expect for, you know, your average mid-size sedan, I think. The one thing that is bugging me a lot more now that I'm driving is the plastic on the bottom, on the side of the center console here, because my knee is hitting it and it's not comfortable. The seats, on the other hand, are actually really comfortable. Unfortunately, the driver's seat does not have any kind of tilt adjustment, and for someone that's my height, I find that an issue. Evan, however, doesn't find that an issue, so that's fine. If you're less than 6 foot, I don't think you'll find it a problem. Another small detail in here that is slightly annoying is the center armrest. The armrest itself is not bad. It's perfectly fine as far as comfort goes, but it does not have any kind of height adjustment, or it doesn't extend out at all, which is something that my All-Track did that I really liked. But by far and away, the biggest downside of this car's interior is that you may have noticed, actually, when I was showing you the interior before, is that the screen was off constantly. And that's not because we turned it off. That's because it's actually broken right now. Apparently for the last couple months, it's been kind of glitching in and out. It would freeze, and then you'd have to reset it. But on the drive here today, it actually just stopped working completely. So we have no music, no backup camera, absolutely nothing right now. From looking at forums, this seems to be a fairly common issue with these Passats. This is the older Volkswagen screen and infotainment system. It's not the same one that I had in my All-Track, despite these cars both being 2017s. So that may have something to do with it. But either way, we don't know what the fix is going to be yet. It may just be a fuse or a bad ground or something, but it may need an entirely new head unit. That said, though, if you're concerned about reliability, and that's understandable because German cars do have mixed track records with that, this car has been dead reliable outside of the screen issue. Evan's had it for about a year and put almost 30,000 miles on it in that time, and it literally hasn't had any other issues other than the screen. So that's a good sign. So at the beginning of the video, I said that I thought this was one of the best midsize sedan bargains you can buy right now. And having driven it for the afternoon and talked with Evan about it, I think that holds true. He bought this car about a year ago for roughly $16,000 with 40-some thousand miles on it. And for what you get for the money, I think it's a pretty good value. It's got decent features, it's got some safety stuff, it's comfortable, it's quiet, it's composed on the road. It's not particularly sporty in any way. It's not particularly remarkable around corners, but it doesn't need to be. The people that are generally buying cars in this class don't care about that kind of thing. Compared to the other offerings in this class, specifically the Japanese ones, this car will depreciate more than those cars, but it will have depreciated more by the time you buy it anyway. So it kind of works out the same overall, I think, especially with the way the car market is right now. And that's why I say it's a good value, really, and a bargain, because it's a lower cost of entry than the other cars in this class. Outside of the one specific issue, it hasn't been unreliable. And so you're really not getting anything less than you would in any of those cars. The difficult thing with this segment of cars nowadays is that they're all pretty similar, honestly. It's really more of just what you prefer, because it used to be, of course, in the old days, that there would be some really bad ones and there would be some really good ones. But nowadays, they're all pretty much equivalently good, I think. When you compare equivalent trim levels of all the different cars in this class, you're really not missing out on anything by getting this particular one. All right, I'm gonna wrap this video up here because I'm getting very hungry and I'm slowly losing the ability to form sentences, which is great. So I'm sorry if this video ended up being a little bit shorter than I wanted it to be, and I'm sorry if it's a little all over the place. But that said, if you did enjoy it, give it a thumbs up, or consider subscribing for plenty more content still to come.